back.
Hi. God, I've got a loud voice and that came out loud. First, I want to thank all of you guys for running. It's amazing to see this many people on that side of the table. And I know how unnerving that side of the table can be. Now, tonight I've heard mention of helping parents help their kids excel, seeking community feedback, and getting collaboration. So if you win this election, how will you engage this community? But more than that, if you don't win, how will you stay involved?
Ms. Martinez.
How will I engage? I'm a people person. I can't go to the grocery store without being there for 20 minutes talking to everyone I know. Letting people know what's going on and inviting them to be involved, inviting them to take part, inviting them to observe, to go sit in and on their teachers with their students. Just inviting them, because when you feel like you're not wanted, why do you want to be somewhere where you feel like that? If I don't win, I'm in the classroom every day in my current position. I am seeing pre-kindergarten kids, I'm seeing elementary kids. I'm in the classroom every day, and that's not going to change.
Mr. Peralta.
I think the best way to talk about it is to listen, is to be available to listen to what people have to say or want to tell you about what they feel is important in the community about the education of our children. And that can be in a number of different ways. In forums, it can be, getting caught on the street, it can be going to businesses and finding out what they see is happening. But all that has to come back to the board as a whole, and the board as a whole has to look at that and work with it. If I do not get elected, I think I would continue as I have been, working behind the scenes to make sure that the educational system in Taos is one that is great for our kids and always seek the improvement of it. I do that with my work with UNM, and I also do it when I work at the legislature on behalf of the community and trying to assist to make sure that what legislation takes place is for the community and not for somebody else.
We need to get community involved in our education. As I mentioned before, I was a member of the PTSA back in 2005, and we could not get the community involved with our children's education. If I'm elected to the school board, I want to see if we can bring this back. And if need be, we'll start out with 5 or 6 parents. We'll get them to come, and hopefully it will mushroom. They'll bring some other people to the board, because it is so important to have community involvement, especially the parents, in the education of their children. And if I'm not elected to the school board, I will continue to work with the organizations that I'm involved with right now. It's the Citizens Oversight Committee. But one thing that I am is an advocate for the special needs children. I'm a member of the Northern New Mexico Special Advocacy Group, and it's for the special need children.
Thanks for your question, because it made me think a lot. In terms of the first prong of the question, the way I would engage the people would be by serving my role as a school board member to help the superintendent put in place an academic plan for success, which is going to take a long time. In addition to collaborating within the school community, I would insist on forming advisory committees, or at least a committee that brought in expert members of the community in some of the organizations that can really contribute to the school district, and having them meet as frequently as possible. And if I don't win, I will contribute to those organizations in that way as a member of nonprofit board or advisor or whatever I can.
That's the million-dollar question everybody asks. How do we keep a community engaged? It's about being involved. It's about giving them a voice, and that's something we haven't had. I keep coming back to that thing. It's something that we've pushed people away from the schools with the issues that we've dealt with the schools the last 4 years. And that's something where these forums are going to bring people involved and bring them back. Let's see what their concerns are. Let's see how they can help our community. And to finish off the second part of the question is, I've been, like I said, I've been a sport advocate for kids, not my kids. They've already graduated through the system. I will continue being that, because these are the kids that we're trying to reach, the kids that don't have a father figure, the kids that don't have the necessities that it takes to succeed. And that's something that I have already proven that I've done, and I will continue doing it. Thank you.
As I mentioned, we need to change how the board interacts in its regular board meetings with the public. We need to have open dialogue forums between the board and the public. We need to strongly encourage all the school site administrators to not only welcome, but go out and try to bring parents in and we need to start up PTA-type organizations in each of our schools, start those local advocacy groups going to bring more support there. If I'm not elected, I'll make myself available to whoever is here on the board, to any of the board support committees they would wish to appoint me to, where I can best help out. Thank you.
I felt this time to engage our community. We need to show our community that we have a board that's responsible in there, that are willing to work together. I think it's as simple as coming up with a vision statement with maybe the 2 that are in place and the 3 that are coming in, that we're going to show the community we are going to work together, that we're going to be in this for the betterment of our students. If I'm not elected, I promise this, that I will support and encourage the board members that are elected, and also to keep working on the youth organizations that I've already started or helped out in our community. When you see a need, you step up. Bottom line, thank you.
The first part of that question is really important. I believe engagement is absolutely key. It's essential. And so one of the ways I would engage people is, of course, creating a positive environment at the board meetings to hear their comments during the public forum. And I would also create advisory panels to listen to teachers, because they're not listened to, and that's a big problem. I would also want to look at ways that we can also hear from our students, which is another thing I don't think we have enough of. As far as staying involved, I think it's always been in my nature to be involved in some sort of public service, and I don't think that will change now, whether I win or lose. Thank you.
I think one of the key elements for improving our education system is community involvement. As you all know, here in Taos, we've got some highly educated citizens. We have some distinguished educators who have retired. My aunt, Corina Santisteban, 92 this week, is working on publishing, with her publisher, publishing a book. And these people have some great ideas to offer to improve our school system. So yes, I will continue to help in any way I can, especially helping our elementary school teachers teach literacy to our young kids. Thank you.
My plan to engage the community is to take my every other Friday off from work and go in to the schools, first of all, and eat lunch with the teachers, eat lunch with the students, and just listen, be there to listen to what people have to say at all of the different school sites. And then take that information with me and start knocking on doors, looking at volunteers, asking for volunteers to help with the needs that are presented to me at the schools, and also listening to input from parents as to what they would like to see from the school board. How will I stay involved if I don't win? I'll continue to donate my time to do science demonstrations at the elementary level, donate my time doing mentorship with high school students, hosting summer students at my job where I work in Los Alamos, and continuing to teach at UNM Taos to further education in the higher education area.